Look at you, can't stay mad at me, cause I be hold you down like I'm gravity. You are on my magazine, so it's fair to say that it's vanity. All that makeup, she ain't clowning. Hit the flow like Logan Browning. They probably never even heard of you. I got your back like a vertebra. I don't care what other people think, I'm only tapping that like a kitchen sink. And your favorite color, your underwear, cause you love pink. Kamehameha wave, girl, let's have a blast. Always put you first, I never put you last. Teacher, you have class, huh?
I just wanna crash, let's just make it last. Instead of slowing up, we're moving fast. I just wanna crash, let's just make it last.
Hello everybody, it is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, his heart don't pump no Kool-Aid Sadiq.
None at all.
And this is the second hour of Don't Believe the Hype, where we ask you to go beneath the surface of all the things that you hear out there in the media, society, to make sure that you're actually getting the truth, because people can tell you anything they want. Just consider what we're trying to do as to tell you to dissect the meme. You know, like you see on Facebook, there's these memes and you say, you know, oh, the sky is green. Well, go see for yourself.
Right.
Because, you know, memes aren't always true. In fact, that percentage-wise, they're probably 65% not true. Okay, if I just had to put my own spin on. So that's what we ask you to do, go beneath the surface. And so today we're going to talk about all things relationships. And I have a few things I want to talk about, chop it up with Donovan, and maybe get a male's point of view and, you know, put my expertise on it. At least I think that's what it is. So the first thing I want to lead off with is Ayesha Curry. She is married to Steph Curry, who is one of the, you know, greatest basketball players.
Not the greatest.
Now.
He's probably one of the top NBA players.
Top NBA players now, around now. And so of the Golden State Warriors, and Ayesha is a celebrity in her own right. She has, you know, she's on some cooking show, whatever the case is. And so she does her thing. But Ayesha has been very adamant about who she is to her man and who her man is to her. She says she has no problem being in a submissive role to her husband.
Amen.
Yeah, she's just a traditionalist in that she understands her place in the marriage, and she understands that there is a place. Now, a while back, she came under some scrutiny because she was saying, and I'm paraphrasing, but I guess women
don't know their roles.
Basically, and, you know, so I'm paraphrasing again, is why a lot of women have a hard time keeping their men, and so she understands how that works. And so recently, she raised some eyebrows because she says that in her family dynamics, the kids come second. And so, of course, you know, a lot of people are like, nah, the kids shouldn't come second, the kids should come first, blah, blah, blah.
I'm with her, exactly. Because after the kids grow up and go on and do their life, you're supposed to get back with your spouse. And
this is her explanation here. Okay, so she says
light skin girl, right?
So she has said this. Oops. And the one thing that we both share with us, some through learning it the hard way, some through making sure that they do it, is making sure that we put each other first, even before the kids. As tough as that sounds, putting ourselves first, making sure that we make time for date nights and for each other, that's been very important, and as hard as it is, okay? So she goes on to say, because when you become a parent, you want to put your kids first, and we do, but we do it second to our relationship, because ultimately when our relationship is good, the kids are happy and they're thriving and our family life is good. We have to put that into perspective and realize that it is not just us being selfish, it's making sure we set a strong foundation.
Thank you.
And so I'm like,
right on, sister.
Well, what's the problem? Where's the problem with that? Because that makes sense. And I'll just paraphrase it and break it down. If we're good, the kids are good.
Exactly.
Because if we're fighting at each other's throats and, you know, and we're unhappy with each other and stuff, then the whole household is unhappy. So if we're happy as the head of the house, then the rest of the house is going to be happy. And as she said, they're thriving and all that other stuff. But the problem that I have is I don't understand why women, especially women, have a problem with that.
Because the kids should be first. That's my king. That's my prince. That's my queen. You know what I mean?
Well, because, you know, you've probably seen it a lot on Facebook, too, that whole argument of who should eat first.
Right.
The man or the children.
Now, if you're asking me, the man needs to eat first because he's got to keep his strength up to take his ass to work the next day.
Right, and traditionally speaking, now when I say traditionally, I'm talking back like our moms
Parents,
and beyond.
The old school.
Where that's where it was. It was no, well, you know, my
gotta
kids got
strengthen
to
the
eat
man.
first. Ain't no man gonna come in for my kids. I'm not saying any man now. I'm talking about the man, your husband, the
Yes.
man who's been there,
Yeah.
the holding it down.
If your boyfriend in there, no, he needs to eat after you feed your kid.
Right, and we ain't talking about, as Jonathan would say, Pookie and Ray
Yeah.
Ray, who's skedaddling in there off the damn streets, and then, you know, the kids is getting top ramen and he eating
Get
steak.
steak.
You know, we ain't talking about that dude. We talk about the dude that is the man of the house, that's taking care of the house.
Paying the bills.
That's paying the bills. That's, even if he ain't paying all the bills. You
But,
know what
you
I
know,
mean?
the majority of them.
Yeah,
A
but
real
you know,
man.
yeah, he's a provider. He's good by you. He's good by, like, he is that man.
Right.
Okay? I ain't talking, so I just want to clarify, I ain't talking about no lackluster buster who ain't doing nothing. And so, our moms and beyond, those generations understood that. And to your point, if he's holding out the household, yeah, he gonna eat first. And it's not to say, well, shit, y'all raggedy ass kids gonna eat after. It ain't even like that. When I set the food down, I'm gonna set it down to my man.
Right.
And then everybody else gonna eat, and that's including the woman, because in a traditional household, the woman is fixing the plates and all that other stuff.
Right. Remember back in the day, everybody knew you don't take the last piece of chicken, Dad's last piece of chicken that's sitting in the refrigerator.
Right.
You know, he'll be home in 30 minutes.
Right. You
know?
eat that last piece of chicken,
Yeah,
it's a
it's a
wrap.
wrap. It's a wrap.
So that kind of goes in an argument with that, where, you know, don't no man come before my kids should always come first. But then it's like, I always find that argument comes from people who are extra single, or people who got kids who are off the freaking chain, or just like no respect, they're just bad as shit, because you're in love with the kids and the kids come first, even though they're man. I can't tell you. I mean, me and you both know people whose relationships demise because they were with somebody and that person put the kids first.
Yes.
And even a
Yes.
grown ass kids.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
they, you know what, this is my kids. I'm be talking to my kids, and you know, my kids, this is my kids come first, and you know, I ain't gonna put my kids on the back burner. All this other stuff, and then when your man leave, or your woman, because it don't necessarily just be the
You go to the narrative. Oh, he's intimidated by strong black women.
or he well, my kids was like, well, what did your kids do, Betty? Because we heard your kids was wanting to come in all times of night. They was doing the most, and
They ain't abiding by the rules that were set down.
But no, it's just because he was saying too much to my kids and all. It's like, listen. Anytime, anybody who knows, even if you don't follow the Bible, which a lot of these people who
They
got a
need
problem,
to. That's one of our problems.
well, how I feel about that. But even the people who claim to be these big time Christians, they be the main ones talking about, no, my kids gonna come first. Ain't no man. All this other stuff. It's like,
Did you? I mean, see, and to me that's ridiculous. Your kids are gonna come first. Did you sleep with your kids to make the kids?
no, you didn't.
Exactly. So it's like, why would they come first? I mean, you know, that man that helped you bring those kids into the world should be a priority.
Because
to
I
you.
think it's a couple things. For one, when people, and especially women, when they see that the man comes first, they're usually envisioning a man who ain't no damn good.
You know what? I was.
You know what I'm saying? That's who they're envisioning.
Yeah, and it was funny because I was looking at a video and they were kind of talking about that on a podcast where there was like these. I mean, you hit it right on the nail to me. It's just,
Yeah, you're not envisioning the
good guy.
You're envisioning somebody who
The
done
guy with
ran off
problems,
with your
right.
car. He done stole your ATM
He
card.
got 3 baby mamas out
Oh,
there.
you talking about that dude.
That guy.
That dude that you won't let go. That dude shouldn't have been in your home in the first place around your kids to even try to get a place above or below your. He shouldn't even be in the home in the first place. So when you talk about, man come before my kids, that's the man you talking about. You're not talking about a good, reputable dude who is doing all he's supposed to be
right.
doing.
Doing what he's supposed to do. Doing what
And
he's supposed to
so,
do.
I mean, like I said, I'm a traditionalist when it comes to relationships. And I was having this conversation with Al. I said, you know what the cold part about this is? I said, because it's not just on women. I said a lot of men don't understand the dynamics of a relationship.
Yeah, we want that stripper chick, and then when she takes all your money and stuff.
That's the same thing I said.
Yeah, you want to complain, or these bitches
Right.
ain't loyal. I mean,
You want the big booty Belinda. You want the woman who's a facade. But then when you get to know her, and then because most of these type of people move these type of people in their homes in 3 weeks.
yeah, weak.
Right, and she gets in there, you learn she ain't about nothing. She don't clean, she don't halfway wash her own ass. All that was just the roost to get you up in there.
Yeah, right.
And then you mad, but it's like, you gotta look past all of that. And so I said, men don't even know what to expect from a good woman anymore. They think a good woman is some I almost said the B word.
Yeah.
Off of Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, booty model. You know.
Yeah, that's what they think a good woman is. Like, no, because all that's going to fade, the ass going to drop, and all that other stuff eventually. What is going to be left when all of that? Because, you know, somebody said this to me a long time ago when I was like 19. I went with my friends to go visit some friends. They were some other dudes or whatever. So he was like, I'm getting ready to go to the store. Y'all want something from the store? You know, I was trying to be young and cute. I know, it's okay, I'm good. No, my stomach is growling.
Right.
And he says, cut the shit. He says, because in 6 months.
I just want to feed you. I don't want to date you.
Well, no, he was like, in 6 months, I'm not even going to get the chance to ask you. You're going to be like, are you going to the store to get me something? He said, you ain't got a lot to kick it.
Right.
Just be who you are right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't even know where I was going with that story. But at some point in time.
Good man. They don't want good men.
Yeah.
We don't want good people.
We have to decide what that is. You know, we have to decide. I think I know where I was going with that. You know, he was basically saying, be yourself. Be who you really are now.
Right.
Because, and that's the same thing when you're meeting somebody. Find out who that person really is.
Right.
Because, I mean, hell, big booties you can get at the stove.
You can get that anywhere.
You get that anywhere.
True story. I had a beautiful woman I was dating. Big titties, big booty. You know, for her, she's older than me. I'm almost 50 now, so that tells you a lot.
God
Yeah, I look it, I know. Beautiful face, you know, but all that glitter wasn't gold. It just wasn't.
And it usually isn't, especially in, you know, and you men, God bless you. God bless your heart.
We put up with a lot.
No, it ain't, you put up with a lie because y'all stupid.
Yes, we are.
And I'm being funny, but I'm kind of being serious.
No, it's true.
Too.
That's true.
Y'all let that big giant ass cloud your judgment.
Everything. Because we're not thinking with this head, we're thinking with the other
Right.
head.
You know, got to say, you didn't tell me nothing about this, nothing else about this woman you just described. You said she had a big ass, big old titties, and that. You didn't say, well, she was really good and she was smart and astute, and she was a very good with her finances. And
No.
Yeah, you didn't say that.
No. And I didn't say that because none of that would have been true.
Right, but see, but had you got to know that other side.
Well, I did get to know it. None of that was true. She didn't have none of those attributes. She had none of those attributes. I mean, she's staying up in my crib. I'm getting stressed out.
All up on the booty.
Yeah, I'm stressing out. I mean, but it was sad because that's all she had to offer me was the sex, and I wanted more.
But see, that's what I'm saying. So it's a two-party system here.
Okay.
You know, and so I'm not mad at Aisha. I'm not mad at her. I love Aisha and her stance because she's trying to make relationships great again. Not in the sense that we know them as, you know,
Sure.
like I said, I just met you at the club, girl, come on over, live with me, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then, oh, come on, honey. And then I find out you got 11 kids by all 30 baby mamas.
Yeah.
You know, it's just put us first. And also when you put yourself first, especially in the courting process, let me get to know you, you get to know me.
Courting, what's that?
Right. You know what I'm saying? People
Courting.
don't even do that no more.
Yeah, let me look up the definition.
They want to court after they got the kids.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that all the time. Me and my wife on date night. Date night? Y'all should have done that before. You guys are married now.
I think people talk about date night is because especially when you get kids and all that other stuff.
You don't have time, right? I understand
so
that
you
part.
got to prioritize a you time, a us time.
But see, okay, I'm going to have to disagree with that as a man.
Okay, we go ahead with your best.
And here's my thing.
And I'm going to eat some of these Pop
What I do
with everything
to get you is what I'm going to continue to do to keep you.
Right.
Regardless if we have kids or not. If I got to take that 1-month-old and put it under the table.
We'll see.
You know, while we're eating. You know, she's in her little thing. You know what I mean?
Well, I get it, but I get date night.
Yeah.
Because people do get lost in the process and you start taking each other for granted
Yeah,
with
you
shit.
shouldn't.
You know,
You
you're like,
shouldn't.
honey, I haven't been on a date in 3 years. Why we need to go on a date?
Yeah, no.
Because you want to feel.
But the thing is,
you want to keep sparking it because it gets old after a while.
Yeah. But see, I know some people say, well, you know, I don't have the finance to do that. Date night doesn't have to be $100 and $300 event. It's like,
let's go to the park.
Let's go to the park,
street and
right,
then
and
throw
talk.
out a blanket and have some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Exactly. You know, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. The simplest things. Hey, let's go to this
Right.
free museum down here they're having, and you know, spend some
walk
time
around
together.
the lake.
Right. Exactly.
Right. It don't have to entail money, which is nice.
Yeah, it'd be
you know.
nice, but I mean,
if it's not, that's what you don't have that. But yeah, so I understand her saying putting ourselves first because it's a trickle down effect.
And here's the thing too. You know, we're talking about relationships and stuff. I just want to I want to mention this first. I saw something on your feed.
Okay.
That really got me to thinking.
No.
If you go to Demetra K's feed, she has a thing on there that talks about MLK Day. As we know, MLK Day was yesterday. And she has a graphic on there, and it says MLK Day quote. A lot of people had the quote and know the quote. Photo of the MLK. They got that. And then it says, actually doing work MLK called us to do. Very slim percentage of that whole pie.
And my nephew actually, he sent it to me. He said, because he asked me if I saw it. I said, no, I didn't. So he sent, I said, send that to me. But I got a chuckle out of it because it's true. Everybody's, you know, we shall overcome and I have a dream. But this wasn't it.
Yes.
And then
and MLK Street is always the most violent street in the city.
Or everybody's posting these pictures and inspirational quotes, but it's like, well, how many of us are actually doing the work that he called us to do?
Exactly.
Well, what happened was
right.
I was going to, but I saw this big booty hole.
Yeah. But there's never enough time. There's never enough this. You know, and I'm not knocking on wood. I'm just saying that the little things that we do here in the show, I don't want to lead the listeners astray. You can vote for who you want to. You can go and do what you want to. But the thing is, we're trying to give you all the information.
Right.
You know, or at least a different perspective of it.
Right.
But in regards back to relationships, it's amazing to me how women will stay in a bad relationship because they're worried about what people think.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I don't think anything of anybody doing what they want to do in their relationships, but I would kind of think a bad way if you stay in a bad relationship and you know this relationship is bad for you and keep talking about it. I mean, get out of it. If you really want to be there, just leave.
Well, here's the thing. I know a young lady who's in a bad relationship. It's a mental, and it's not physical abuse. It's just a mental abuse.
Which sometimes they say is worse.
Right, which is worse. And this woman has all the tools or whatever, right? And I said, look, and I'm trying to give her a game as a man. I said, look, if you do not put a demand on us and make a stand and say, this is what I will stand for, this is what I will not stand for, he will never respect you because you're letting him do what it is that goes against what you stand for. And I said, that's why your relationship, you're feeding into it. Half the problem is you.
Yeah, I mean, and if that's not the man for you, and he's not treating you the way you want to be treated, leave. There's plenty of men out here. Leave. But like you said, that's a her thing because it's like you don't have the self-esteem. On one hand, you say, oh, he's not treating you right. This is mentally abusive, woo, woo, woo. But then you stay. So it's like that says more about you than it does him because why would you stay in an atmosphere that's not conducive to you?
Exactly.
Leave.
Exactly.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Yeah. The funny thing is a lot of my relationships, and I'm not saying I'm not an abusive guy. You know,
that's not what I heard.
Well, you know, the Book of Ike.
I saw that he gave the preface. He wrote that all to you.
Exactly. Yeah, Donovan. I'm letting you handle this game. Right. Keep my flame alive, which I've been doing handedly.
Right.
No, but, you know, a person like me, I have an A personality. So when you see a person like me, I'm very, you know, what you see is what you get, basically. You know, my demeanor's not going to change because it's like I'm just out there. I put it out there. The people you need to worry about are those brothers that are real quiet.
Right.
Those are the ones that are just 0 to 60 and beat your ass straight out.
Oh, damn.
Okay? Whereas me, it's like, you know where I'm,
right. He gonna beat my ass. I know you gonna beat my ass.
Yeah. I already told you. Right. I already said. Okay, I know we're getting a little crazy here. But no, I mean, for some reason, I like those, a woman that tells me this is what I stand for. That way I know my parameters with her. And it makes me more apt to...
And stick to it. If you know she's going to say one thing. Yeah. Because, it's just like a child. You say, you know what, Johnny, you keep doing, I'm going to whoop your butt. Exactly. And Johnny keeps doing, you don't whoop your butt. Johnny's
Where's the repercussions? Yeah, if there's no repercussions.
Right. But if a woman is telling you, like you said, because my father always says, too, a woman worth her weight is one that's going to impose demands upon a man. And again, that's not nagging. It's, listen, this is what I'm about. And this is what I expect from you. And, of course, you have expectations of me. And don't waver from that. Because, like you said, the minute you start wavering from it, then he starts,
Exactly.
Yeah, I stayed out late one night. And she said if I ever come home late, goes down. Yeah, if I ever came home late, she was going to throw all my shit on the grass. So I came home late. She didn't do nothing. Okay.
Right,
good. Then to keep doing the shit, then it's like...
Yeah, or these women that deal with these insecure men. If a guy is insecure, I'm not saying, he doesn't have any redemption, but why aren't you guys getting some kind of counseling?
And you know what? I say this. This is 47, almost, golly, almost 48-year-old Demetra.
What? You told me you're 28. You
I know, I got cancer. This is when you get up there, you be forgetting.
Well, you don't look it, but go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I give you a payment when I leave.
Yeah, there you go.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
See? Oh, that's at 48.
You know what is weird? That has been happening to me
a lot,
quite a bit. What's really going on?
No, what it is, and look, I'm gonna come to my sister-in-law's defense. Okay, she does 101 things. So
that's what it is.
Every time I see her, you can actually look at Demetra and you can see her mind just going.
Yeah.
Pop, pop,
and
pop,
that's
pop,
what
pop,
happened because when I was thinking about what I was gonna say, something else came in there, and I was like, "That's not what I was gonna say." Yeah. I don't remember what it was, but I'm sure to come back.
But it's going to come back. But you know, I'm looking at this young lady, and she's asking, "Well, Donovan, what do I do? What do I do?" Right? And I'm saying, "Well, you got this man. You got." I said, "Look, you've got to make a stand.
Right?
You've got to make a stand. If you don't make a stand." I said, as a man, I don't respect a woman that doesn't make a stand toward me and let me know what my parameters are, because that gives me a choice. Well, this bitch ain't working out right. Either I'm going to use my goon in, and possibly go to jail, or I'm just going to leave.
Right.
And find me something else. And, you know, and she stays in it. And I said, sometimes, I'm not saying break up with the guy, but if you don't give him consequences, I said, you might have to go. You moved in together, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
And I said, you know, and I'm sorry, fella, I got to give the game out.
Uh-oh.
Ladies, listen to me. When you move in with the guy and you have no car and he isolates you from your family and you stay in that situation, he feels because you have nowhere to go, he could control you.
You know, Diamond, that's some bullshit. You just bootlegged the whole "What's Love Got to Do with It."
No, but it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, a lot of girls are in that situation.
I continue the story.
Yeah, exactly. But look, Iceberg Slim, Ike Turner. If the recipe, why change the formula? If it worked, why change the formula? No, but I see these young girls. You move in with this guy. You have no car. You have no independence. You're depending on him to get you to work. You're depending on him to do this. What I'm saying is, okay, you get in this big fight. You got to leave. When the guy knows you have some place to go, or a family that loves you and cares about you, he is going to be a little bit more receptive.
He's going to watch himself,
yes,
too, yeah.
A little bit more. So don't isolate yourself when it comes to these busters that you're doing.
And the thing is, too, because I think...
That was good. I didn't think about that.
Well, I think the thing, too, is people are trying to apply... Mm-hmm. See, because back in the day, women did that. They, in our mom's day and age, and then before that, when they got out of high school, the goal was to get married.
Right out of high school.
Girl, get married as soon as we get out of here. Get married.
High school sweetheart.
I'm going to be my housewife, take care of the kids.
He legitimizing me.
We can have, we can have one car. He going to go to work. I'm going to stay home. And I'm all that. So, but now people are trying to apply the new school way of thinking to old ways. And to your point, I think a woman should be able to depend on her man, but don't be that type of woman in a bad relationship depending solely on your man. First of all, I would advise if it's that bad, you leave. But if you're in a relationship that's not good for you, while you're in that relationship, better yourself.
Exactly.
Go get some skills or something. But like you said, don't be, Tina Turner showing up at the damn hotel with 36 cents in your pocket.
Right.
And then to your other point about when her family knows that, when he knows her family cares for her, he's more than likely, and I learned this from a pastor of mine, the RIP, but when he knows she's spoken for, he's less likely rather to do harm to her or to, do something that's going to cause her relatives, or specifically her father, her brothers, and her uncles, to raise their eyebrows. Right. That's what's part of the whole courting process, too, especially when a woman, a man asks a woman's hand in marriage. He goes to her father and says, Mr. Johnson, me and your daughter have been dating and courting for this amount of time.
I've been tapping this ass for a while now.
You ain't going nobody. You ain't going to come to my daddy and say
right, but I'm just saying, that's basically what he's saying.
And so he's saying, I want to take her hand in marriage. Can I have your blessings? Is that, And so it's not because, the father's like, no, which some fathers do, but...
No, look... You can't have Amanda. But I got Demetra here.
Right. She ain't fresh, but you can have her. But it's not to get his permission, to do it, because you're going to do it anyway. But it was really to say this woman is spoken for. And if I give you permission to marry my daughter, that means you're going to do right by her. Because if you don't, I might have to come see you and I might have to kill you.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and especially she come talking about you put hands on her and all that other stuff.
But a lot of these guys use mental abuse. And what I'm saying is...
Even all of that?
Yeah. The minute you women I see that, don't tolerate that. I'm not saying confront the man. Get out of it. And sometimes distance will make him see the light. And you guys can work it out.
I remember one time when I just had my daughter. She couldn't have been no more than a week old,
and she was ready to go somewhere.
Right?
Woo, that
my
girl
daughter always ready to go. She was about 1 week old or so, and so me and my daughter's father, we never really got along, to be honest with you, because
y'all got along good enough,
right? Yeah, a couple times, right? I always tell my daughter she was conceived by aliens, but anyway. So we're going to my mom's house, and he was going to go somewhere, so he's dropping us off, and he's like, well, my daughter's staying here with me. She, you know, you're not going to just be taking her over your mama's house, you know, whenever you get ready to. Man,
yeah, he was
the Incredible Hulk came out of me, and back in the day, this was, you know, nowadays the car seats have got to hook them in and strap them in and lock them in. This one just had the one that they had the car seat.
Yeah, right over the old school.
I don't even know how I did. I snatched my damn baby out there. I said, what you not going to do is tell me who I can take my baby to go see. And if my baby want to go see my mama, she going to go see my mama. And he looked and pulled his black ass off. And I had a lot of other issues with him, but I didn't have that issue with him. But imagine if I would have said,
yeah, exactly.
Please, why?
Exactly. You know,
I wanted to go see my mom.
Yeah. You know, I just don't understand how one adult tries to control another adult. You're both adults.
Because he's controlling, and you know, I was young, so I was really passive then. Like I was not who you see today.
Yeah, right.
He tried it. He tried it, and it was an epic fail.
Yeah, epic fail. But
he watched who see his ass up out of there, and I'm telling you, he never did it again. But had I did that, it would have been on the crack, and I'd be fighting him to take. You telling me I can't take my child to see her grandma? What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, you have to establish that precedent right up front, and that way that person knows. You know, because one thing about me, for some reason, I just don't like a woman that is just like, whatever you say, Ike. You know, I don't like those. I don't like that type of women. Now, I don't mind fighting, and what I mean fighting is like, you know, it's like we have a disagreement. Okay, you know, logically try to make me understand it.
Right.
And if your argument's good, I'll go with you.
Right. But she's like, well, I need these new shoes. But baby, we ain't got the money. So I don't care. I want these shoes. You just don't never want me to have nothing.
That was a pop, y'all. That was. I told you you can't have this shit.
And including these teeth that I just knocked out. I don't want you to have them either.
And don't get us wrong. Seriously. We're not making fun of domestic violence. But
not at all, so don't go there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, two adults, I can't control you. If you make your own money, it's like my boo Amanda. She makes her own money and stuff. I'm not going to tell her what to do with her own money. But and that's because I'm a real man, because I'm not dependent on her money for us to live this lifestyle.
And ain't that the thing, though? Because you hear that argument where, you know, she needs to come in with half the rent and all sort of stuff.
Crazy.
Like, well, what was you doing before she came here? I'm not saying she should be able to trick all her money out, but wasn't you going to need a place to live anyway? Wasn't you going to need some lights and the gas and all that? And I can see if she's doing some excessive stuff. Okay, baby, you know, you ain't need to chip in.
Yeah, I always tell people I keep the lights on in my house for my benefit.
Right. And then it's also known, too, now again, this is traditional, so I ain't talking to you new school people who
newbies
do any and every kind of thing they ask, being up on Ayala, Fix My Life and stuff. But it's traditionally, a man ain't gonna move in with a woman.
Exactly. I will never do that. Never.
He's supposed to move, and then for y'all, again, who practice Christianity and read the Bible.
You're not supposed to do that.
You know that Adam got Eve when he was established.
Exactly. Everything was done.
He said to God, he says, I'm lonely. I need to help me. I need somebody. I built all this stuff and nobody to share. The operative word is I built all this stuff.
Exactly.
And I have nobody to share with. He didn't say, well, God, you know what? I'm down on my luck right now. I'm doing half bad, half good.
Wait. God, what do you mean the government shutdown?
Right.
You're shutting down the...
Right. Listen, I got this eviction notice, but you know what? I need some booty, God.
Right.
He had Eve, and again, as I said before, she jacked it up. Eve came into a situation that was established. And so he was already gonna need that established.
Exactly. You know, but a lot of people ask me, they go, well, Don, you got all this advice and crap like that. They go, why don't you have a boo thing? I said, look. Number one, you don't know my situation nor my status.
Right, you don't talk your business.
Exactly, because I got a monster chick that's hidden in the cut.
In the cut.
You know?
Well, you know, me and you talk about this a lot too, because if you're someone like Donovan, and I know he's a knucklehead.
Yes, I am.
He got some issues, but Donovan's got his stuff together. You know, because you hear people say, well, shit, I got my shit together. No, Donovan has his stuff together, okay? And I don't have to lie to kick it.
Right.
But Donovan has his stuff together. And so there's no value in Donovan bringing just any old thing up in here, because we know, if you guys have followed ancient history, even the Bible, Samson, Delilah, who else? Mark Anthony, Cleopatra.
All this stuff.
All they shit then got the
David and Bathsheba,
Ahab and Jezebel.
Yeah,
we all know that they let a wayward woman tear down everything they had, lose kingdoms, and even died. And so Donovan is not going to open his doors to just any old thing with a big ass booty.
Exactly. It's
nice. Yeah, but if you do, she could potentially tear down everything you work for, and then your ass be back out there on the employment stroll.
Right. trying to keep her happy.
Right.
And she'll never be happy.
Right. You out there working, she tricking.
Right.
In your house.
And and there are stories where that's happening.
Right.
I mean, it's just. I mean, a good example: young men that are listening to the show, and some of the women that are listening to the show. Look at the show Basketball Wives. Look at all these shows, Love and Hip Hop. What do these girls have to offer other than ass?
Ass.
And that's a sad commentary. That's a sad commentary.
And then you hear these dudes putting babies up in them, and then they trying to rook them in court.
Right.
But $50,000 per kid a month. I that Gucci Mane saying.
I don't know anything about that.
But I sent you that article with his baby mama.
That,
he's giving her about $2,100 a month. She's now asking her for over $20,000 because she needs a pay increase and something about the child is disabled or something. But it's like, come on, lady, really? And wait, there's more. She on Section 8.
Yeah, what? I couldn't understand it. How could you be?
I don't know.
Aren't you supposed to declare that?
Yeah, I mean,
you don't necessarily have to, but.
Well, they know now. If she didn't, you get $2,100 of income and you go on Section 8. We know that Section 8 you pay a percentage of the rent.
Yeah.
Plus, she talking about some welfare food stuff. So I was like, how you getting all unless she got other kids?
Yeah, but still, but if you're getting that kind of money, that is supposed to disqualify you.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, are you talking too much? I mean, maybe she's got other kids. I'm not really for sure what's going on, but I just thought that was odd. But it's like, come on, I mean. Child support is really a whole nother issue.
That's a whole nother game.
That's like 2 segments.
Yeah. But let's talk about something that's going to be very, very important coming up. This has to do with relationships and stuff like that. The government shut down. Now, as you guys are aware.
Oh, wait. One final thing.
Go ahead.
I'm going to get 2 minutes of this.
No,
let me eat my candy. Okay. So, the other day I was having a conversation with this guy. And his baby mama is always asking him for money.
Okay.
Outside of the child support that he's
already providing.
She's got 2 jobs. 2 good jobs.
So what's she doing with her damn money?
Well, whenever that's asked, it's always this mysterious kind of,
Something came up.
All that bullshit. Now she got a man. And so he finally says, listen, you got a man. I'm paying you child support. You got 2 jobs. What are you doing with your money?
Right. Don't get in my business.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much what she said. She says she told him, well, a lady don't want her man know it all her business. I said, ain't that funny? She won't a lady don't want him knowing all up in her business, but he all up in your
all in
your cootie cat.
He's all in your.
How does that make any sense? And so, I guess the question I have for you is, I mean, if you're the baby dad and she's asking you for money, then don't you think you have a right to,
exactly.
Isn't that a reasonable expectation? Okay, if I'm doing all that I'm supposed to be doing by my child, you have 2 jobs and you screwing somebody else, I think I should be able to ask you, well, what is this dude doing in your life? If you got, because I can understand.
Absolutely.
If you spending all your money on this dude, you're enamored by him and you're taking care of this dude, I can see where your money is going. But don't get mad at me, boo.
Right.
When I ask you, why you in my pocket and not his? I mean, don't you think that's a fair question?
Yeah, I think it's a fair question. And then maybe she should reevaluate. Maybe I need to get back with the dude that's taking care of business versus this buster here that I don't want to step up at all.
Well, yeah, and that's just the thing. You know, it's like you with these lackluster dudes and, you know, you laying down. Like I said, because listen, I think that's probably where I was going with that. You know, back in the day when I was young, I'm not saying I did everything right relationship-wise, because I didn't. But as a woman now, almost 48 years old, ain't no way in hell I'm going to spend any time with a dude who, I'm just not going to lay up with a man I couldn't ask nothing for.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to do it.
What are you doing with the dude that isn't going to step up and...
Yeah, I mean, you see...
reasonably step up.
Yeah, but I done came to the house. We both showed up at the door together, and I got a light bill notice. They about to cut my shit off, and you talking about shit, like, you know, come on, let's go do it. No, wait. I ain't really in the mood right now. I'm about to get shut on. You know, I'm not saying it's his responsibility, but you know, baby, I can't have you in here.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. What man worth his salt is going to say, "Oh, here's some candles."
Right, and so, and the amount of money she's asking him for. Normally, it's not even a significant amount of money. It's like 20 here, 30 there. And I'm like, you laying down with a man that you couldn't even feel confident because I want him in my business, but you screwing this dude?
You're screwing him.
But yeah, you want, I say, listen, baby, I need $20, need some gas, need to give me them kids something to eat, whatever you want. Huh?
See now, okay, tell me if I'm wrong here. See, I'm the opposite of that. If I'm screwing you, and I don't mind giving you $20, $30 here like that, but the thing is, you know, and I'm going to be honest. Straight up honest. This is my mentality, because I do have the Ike Turner type thing.
Yes, you do.
But if I'm giving you $20, $30, when I want some ass, I don't want no problem. you know what I'm saying? If you're my woman, I don't mind doing that.
Well, but see, the other part of that is normally those women are already doing that. It just, I can't depend on you to help me. You getting all you need from me, you know, including the booty. But I don't even want to ask him because, you know, he going through some things. I don't know.
Then I need to find a woman like that because then I can just get the ass without paying.
But then the other side of that could be, I don't want him in my business because maybe he'll realize that I'm a financially irresponsible chick.
Yes, that's exactly what I was
And that's going to sound like a burden if she always having a need. It's like, wait, lady, you got 2 jobs and you don't have no money?
See, that doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm not talking about you flipping burgers here and tacos over here.
Yeah, no.
I'm talking about some good degree jobs.
And she's still asking for money.
Yeah, so it's like either you tricking or you being tricked. One of the two, something's going on.
If she was my woman, I'd have to audit her. Seriously, I'd be like, okay, sit down here and let me see where you're spending your money.
But I told the guy, I was like, you just need to have a come to Jesus moment with her and say, you know, you might need to go see some budgeting classes or something because something's going on with your money. But I'm not that dude. Like, I'm doing my responsibility. I might help you out here and there, but you can't be laid up with some dude.
And that's where a lot of these girls make that mistake. They figure, I have a baby for this guy, so if I need a little extra, I can, you know, and he's probably a good dude. Let me go get it like that. And so that supplements a lot about what for their nails and their bullshit. And then they wonder why we get upset because it's like, okay, wait a minute, you got your nails something done, but my son is in a t-shirt.
Right, yeah, I mean,
he can't get a haircut, you know.
But don't tell me, well, I don't want nobody all up in my business. Are you all up in my wallet?
Yeah.
I think I should ask you, and it's not just a one-time thing. It's every time I see you got your hand out, you need some extra money. It's like, okay, wait, what's really going on here?
Yeah, something's up.
You doing drugs? I mean, what's going on here?
Yeah, so something's up. And speaking of something's up, we are in officially a month and 1 day into the government partial shutdown. Now, 30% of cabinet positions in the Trump administration has not been fulfilled. Now, I talked to somebody about me and yours theory. This is a test bed to say, well, if they can't fund 30% of the government and we're still functioning, what are the chances they'll say, you know what, we don't need these departments. Let's get rid of these departments. We don't need this. And a funny thing, I was talking to Pastor Don today, and I was giving him my theory. And I said, Trump is going to make the hood great again. He didn't understand that. And I said, well, what it is, I said, Pastor Don, what if the government doesn't reopen for another year? Let's just say. He goes, but food stamps are going to run out next month. I said, yeah. And I said, but we're going to be all right. And he thought about it, and he's like, yeah. I said, we would be forced to do something else.
But then on the sick side of that, maybe the government will open it, like, cause we don't need these Negroes getting
Exactly.
independent now. That's just a little step too
yeah,
far.
Yeah, that, we got to keep on. But see, that's where I think the Kamala Harris thing comes in. Let's keep them a little sneaky.
Right, we'll get as a pacifier.
Wait, no.
NyQuil for
NyQuil for
Negroes.
Negroes. That's a term. You got to go ahead and copyright that.
NyQuil for Negroes.
And that's where the Kamala Harris thing comes in. But what I'm saying is, and I like to say this on all the shows, that if you're not awake now, you should not be dependent. It shouldn't matter if the government is open or shut for you to have finances to get you to where you got to go. And I know as it trickles down, and another good example is this is how trickle-down economics is supposed to work. But the problem is trickle-down economics, we give these rich people all these big tax cuts, and they keep the money.
Right. It's coming. Just wait for it.
So now they've shut the government off. Now see how it's trickled down? People that have nothing to do with the government are now losing hours. And, some are staying home.
And that's going to, honestly, it's going to affect everybody to some degree.
Some degree.
Because when there's no money, it doesn't go back into the economy. And then businesses start losing money. And then they start laying people off. I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess.
And here's the thing. The federal employees, like my mom, love her to death, they've already signed the bill Friday that they will be paid whatever the deal is. Now, those are federal workers.
Right.
Now, the contractors, they lost money.
Right.
A lot of the contractor friends of mine that voted for Trump, you ain't getting no money. So actually, you're losing money on this.
Right.
Deal. The contractors and all the other outside civilian people, you're not going to get that money back.
I saw some Trump support on CNN talking about he feels betrayed by Trump.
He's just not figuring that out. So as it affects to relationships now, and my thing is we got to start doing shit the right way. Just because what I'm saying is don't sling drugs harder in the hood to make your little your money and things like come up. What I'm saying is, ladies, especially those of you that have children, wake up. This is the time for you to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. Wasting my time for this guy to feed me and worrying about if my kids are going to eat whatever.
I mean, income taxes is coming up, and if you get them, because it's kind of up in the air what's going to really go on with that. But income tax coming, don't go to the mall and trick that shit off. Use the shutdown as a litmus test or an example of why I don't trick my money off. Let me save it and perhaps start a business, because it is known that you should have a few streams of income in case one job gets cut off. You have something else to go on. It might not be as much as you used to make. It'll be something, though.
Right. Or just get to the point where, hey, I'm going to go out there and get off my back and go get a job.
Welfare is meant to help you get on your feet.
Right.
Not stay on your ass.
Stay on your ass. You got all these programs where you can go to school and they have daycare there for you. So having children or minor children is no excuse.
Right.
Because if this happens now, if Trump wins another term, you're talking about 6 more years of shutdowns.
And the crazy part is, especially with the shutdown, Trump ain't budging, and the Democrats ain't budging. So it's like there's no telling when this is going to end. And you know what? Trump is completely fine with the
Congress.
with
everybody's fine.
And they're all fine with the government shutdown.
They're all getting paid.
They're fine with it.
They're getting paid.
So, and it's also said that most millionaires were created during the Great Depression when there wasn't even social programs then.
Right, exactly.
So people tapped into the ingenuity and figured out how to make some money.
Right.
Because, it just wasn't there. I mean, hell, even if you research the Great Depression, which I know you're a history major, so you're well versed on it, but even in the soup lines, didn't they have to take numbers?
Yeah.
Who was going to eat?
Who was going to eat, right.
It's like a lottery type thing.
Wait, and guess what? Who wasn't even allowed in those lines? Black folks.
Okay, not for you, nigger.
What's that saying? And my brother put it up. And my brother's a dullard. Okay, he's just a mechanic.
Well, I didn't say because he's a dullard. But.
Yeah, but what is that Lyndon Johnson, a Democrat, said? You make the lowest white man feel that he is better than the best black man, and you can rob them rich, dumb, and
all the way to the end of time.
All to the end of time. And that's pretty much what it is. Yeah,
so this is a do-for-self society right now. Black people, and that's why, too, I know we talked about Kamala Harris last segment, but I don't think we as black people need anybody in office that's going to continue to lullaby us to sleep. Right. We don't need that. We need a progressive. Yeah, and I don't like Trump, so I want to put that out there right now. I think Trump is a douchebag. I think he's definitely, done some things that are harmful, but I think it's going to take somebody like him that really don't give a, that's like open about it. He don't give a F about black people, to wake black people up and say, oh gosh, all we do have is us.
Right, and expose these Democrats that don't give a shit about us either.
Right.
And that's what I think he's doing in the long term, because I don't see Kamala Harris talk about, I'm going to forgo my pay. I don't see Nancy Pelosi saying, I'm going to forgo my pay.
Shit, what that got to do with them?
Exactly.
Ain't got nothing to do with them.
So you guys, just think about that. Don't let this stuff continue. Get off your ass. Get off your back. Go get a job. Stop relying on the white man. Start opening businesses.
Don't trick off your income tax money.
Exactly.
Start some businesses. All that shit y'all like to buy, figure out how to sell it.
Right, and invest it. And if you guys want some knowledge of how to do that, tune into the Demetra K Show, Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You could even talk to her and ask her the very questions that are on the tip top of your mind. So. And then also with Facebook, you guys please engage and share, because if you don't engage and share, then you won't see Demetra's post or my post. You've got to kind of interact, and that's another way they keep the message from spreading.
And I promise that I won't have brain freeze. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, we're going to make sure she takes her medicine. You got your meds?
Yeah, I got to go get a refill.
Yeah, so we're going to check you guys out again next week. So you guys please tune in.
Peace.